Bonjour, bienvenue à votre tuto grammaire. Aujourd'hui, on va regarder les pronoms toniques encore une fois. So, welcome to your grammar tuto for today. For today, this is the second one today, and we're going to look at tonic pronouns. There is another tuto that happened that you'll also get in this playlist. It explains this in a bit more detail. And now we're going to try out a few exercises related to pronoms toniques. So just a quick reminder, what are they? They are these pronouns that have nothing after them, or should I say they don't have a verb after them. Okay, and they give emphasis and kind of an exclamation at the end of a sentence, or they're just used as one-word answers. So, je pars, moi, so that's me, you, him, her. Nous partons, nous, we're leaving us. Vous partez, vous, you're leaving you. Them and them. Notice that they've got the word lui in here, just because it's written that way. It's not the same lui that you use when you're dropping a pronoun in before a verb. It's not the same one. It just happens to be spelt the same. All right, well, we're going to have a look at some examples of how it's used. And I think that's a really good way to get comfortable with them. So, c'est Pierre là, sur la photo. So, is it Pierre over there on the photo or on there on the photo? Oui, c'est lui. So the c'est lui, yes, it's him. So that's referring back to Pierre. Oui, c'est lui. Or if you put it to negative, non, ce n'est pas lui. Non, ce n'est pas lui. No, it's not him. Okay, so the lui is going to scroll back up so you can see that. The lui would be lined up with the il, so it's him. Let's go down again. Okay. Qui est le responsable de l'agence? C'est vous? So who's in charge of this agency? Is it you? Non, ce n'est pas moi. Non, ce n'est pas moi. No, it's not me. Notice the moi comes at the end. There's no verb after it. So when people say to you, comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci. Et toi? Nothing after it. You don't say tu because tu needs a verb after it. Qui est au téléphone? C'est ma fille? Oui, c'est elle. Oui, c'est elle. Yes, it's her. C'est Paul qui danse avec Madeleine? Non, ce n'est pas lui. So is Paul dancing with Madeleine? No, it's not him. Non, ce n'est pas lui. Ce sont les parents de Catherine là-bas? Oui, ce sont eux. So when we have more than one person, and you've got a group of masculine and feminine, so parents obviously would be masculine and feminine, you would say eux. If you had just if you had a whole group of females and there were no males, then it would be elle. But we assume that they're masculine and feminine. So, ce sont les parents de Catherine là-bas? Oui, ce sont eux. Let's click at some more. Now we've got also or no, neither. So also, aussi, and non plus, neither. And we don't pronounce that S. Okay, and they go with tonic pronouns as well. Let's have a look. So, je travaille en juillet. Je travaille en juillet. Moi aussi. So I'm working in July. Oh, me too. Me too. So moi aussi. Now that's not a verb that's coming after it. So that's okay. Can't have a verb after a tonic. Et votre mari? Lui aussi. What would this be? Et votre sœur? What would be the answer there? Elle aussi. Et vos enfants? What would that be? Eux. Eux aussi. Well done, you got that right. Je ne suis pas là en août. I'm not here in August. Moi non plus, me neither. So then you can go ahead, put the non plus after it. Et Paul, lui non plus, because we're referring to him. Yeah, lui non plus. Et vos parents, what would you put there? Yeah, eux. Eux non plus. Eux non plus. Et vos filles, right, this is a uniquely female group. Et vos filles, so elles non plus. Another way that we can use it is to give it some, you see the exclamation mark here. So, ce soir, je dîne chez Jean et Michel. So this evening, I'm having dinner with Jean and Michel. Ah bon? Now, ah bon kind of expresses surprise in its own right. Yeah. Ah bon? Really? That's a kind of a really. Vous dînez chez eux? So it's got a kind of question and it's a bit of an exclamation mark in it. Yeah. So, ah bon, vous dînez chez eux? This is a surprised reply. À midi, je déjeune avec le directeur. So at lunchtime, I'm having lunch with the director. How would you answer that? Or the retort would be? Excellent. So, ah bon, tu dînes avec lui? Or vous dînez avec lui? You don't have to act quite as surprised as I am, perhaps. En ce moment, j'habite chez Pierre et Anne. So at the moment, I'm living with Pierre and Anne. So how would you retort that? Ah bon? Ah bon, vous habitez chez eux? Or tu habites chez eux? So that's an E. Ce soir, je sors avec Julien. Tonight, I'm going out with Julien. And the answer there, the answer would be. Ah bon, tu sors avec Julien? Ah pardon, tu sors avec lui? And that's sort of like surprise there. And the last one here. Nous partons en vacances sans nos enfants. We're going on holiday without our children. So a bit of surprise in there would be. Ah bon, vous partez sans eux? Okay, so nice and easy because it's coming at the end of the sentence, or we've got an aussi, a non plus. It's a good way to sound nice and fresh and fluent in your French because you're actually expressing a little bit of emotion, a little bit of surprise and personality in there. And all you're using to do that is tonic pronouns. All right, let's have a look at a few more examples. J'aime la ville. Okay, so I like the town. Ton mari aussi? Non, lui, il aime la campagne. So does your husband like it too? No, him, he likes la campagne. So you might say, hold on, what's that, lui? Why is it there? Well, we're not putting a verb behind it again because it's got commas. What we're doing is we're giving emphasis to the contrast between what I like and what he likes. Okay, so this person says, j'aime la ville, I like the town. Question is, ton mari aussi, does your husband like it too? And then we want to contrast, we say, I'm going to use a tonic there, non, lui, so that emphasis for contrast, il aime la campagne. Non, lui, il aime la campagne. So then we're saying, no, we're going to say something a bit different now for contrast. So, Jean habite dans le centre. Paul aussi, and how would you answer that? Same formula. Non, lui, so it's a lui with commas around it. It's its own little island, if you like. Non, lui, il habite en banlieue. So does Jean lives in the centre, sorry. Paul too? No, he lives in the suburbs. Marie va à la piscine à 5 heures. Toi aussi? So Marie is going to the swimming pool at 5 o'clock. You too? Non. And what would it be here? This would be a moi, wouldn't it? Moi, by contrast, je vais au cinéma. Moi, je vais au cinéma. Le directeur arrive à 9h30. Sa secrétaire aussi. So the director arrives at 9:30. His secretary as well. No, she arrives at 8:30. So we've got double L there. So non, elle, with commas around it. Elle arrive à 8h30. So we've got two elle, but one's a tonic and one's an actual subject pronoun. So non, elle arrive à 8h30. Okay. Roberto travaille à Rome. Marco aussi. Non. How would they go? Lui, il travaille à Pise. So he works in Pisa. Nous aimons la montagne. Vos enfants aussi, we like mountains. Do your children like it too? Non. So what would it be for children? What would be the tonic? Eux. Non, eux, ils aiment la mer. So no, they like the sea. We're getting contrast there. So what we've seen is we're just referring back to the person here. We've seen it with me too, me neither. We've seen an exclamation with the ah bon in particular, and then it's coming at the end. And we've seen it in contrast, to contrast to two different people, two different things. Let's have a look at these sentences now and see if we can fill them out. So, Alice parle avec son copain. So, Alice is talking to her boyfriend. Elle parle avec lui pendant des heures. So, she's talking to him for hours. There's no verb, we're just telling us how long. So, pendant des heures. Lui, pendant des heures. Regarde, c'est Anne et Lucas. Regarde, c'est Anne et Lucas. Look at Anne and Lucas. Ce sont, what will go there? Can you guess what will go there? Ce sont eux, because we're referring to Anne and Lucas. So they're eux, E-U-X. Ce parapluie est à vous. Is this umbrella yours? Oui, il est à moi, obviously. Yeah, il est à moi. Charles garde tout pour. So Charles keeps everything for himself. So him, so it would be pour lui, that's it. C'est un garçon secret, so secretive boy. Quand on fait les choses, now do you know what this one is? On est plus satisfait. So this one, I'm just going to scroll quickly back up here. So we had all of those which we're talking about, which would match up with what you know from the Becherel when you're conjugating a verb. But if you just look down here, soit refers to everybody. So on est bien chez soi means everyone's good when they're at home. You know, we're good when we're at home. We feel great at home. Or il faut prendre soin de soi. We need to look after ourselves. Look after your oneself, if you like. So if we go back down now to this one. Quand on fait les choses soi-même, on est plus satisfait. So what does that mean? When one does things for oneself, we're more satisfied. So you never served better than by yourself, you know, that kind of expression. So these are useful. These are useful to know. You're going to use them every time somebody asks you how you are, and then you're replying how you with avec vous, avec toi. But you can use them in all these other ways as well. And they're all really helpful to help you be a little bit more expressive and inject some personality of your own into your French speaking. It's quite a simple little device to use. You can see where it is in the grammar book if you wanted to have another look at it. Bon, bah, merci beaucoup. Et puis, bah, à bientôt alors. Merci. Merci, au revoir.